Good morning, everybody. My name is Don Swanker, and I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors meeting to order on Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. To my left, I have Mike Stein.
Good morning.
To my right, I have Nen Flegel. Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the auditors.
Good morning.
Luann in the back is our executive assistant, Brittany from the press. And first up, we have visitors and citizens this morning. Is there anybody here in the gallery or online that'd like to address the board? I don't see anybody online. Nobody here, so we'll proceed on to Tom Devine with the Jackson County Area Tourism Association.
Good morning, Tom.
Morning, great to see you. I have a brief report for you, but an encouraging report. We got economic impact numbers, and I'll give those to you in a minute. But I want to give you first an update on our two grant programs that are going on right now. Our mini grant program. I actually have a meeting this afternoon with the board to decide those the recipients of the mini grants for this year. As you know, each year we give away $5,000 in as a maximum $750 each entity, and we had over $10,000 of applications this year. It's really different from a lot of years in the past. We just get applications for the 5,000 or a little bit more, and then we give that. But we had to make a choice this year, which is great that people are really encouraged in applying for those so that they can promote themselves. So we'll be deciding those this afternoon, have a meeting on Thursday. Our monthly board meeting, we'll be announcing them on Thursday. That's exciting. The other grant program is a state grant program that we applied back in September. There are 3 entities from Jackson County that I know of that have applied for this grant. Visit Maquoketa, a brand new destination marketing organization that the city of Maquoketa is applying for a grant to kick that off. I know Bellevue Chamber and the city of Bellevue have applied for a grant. They're doing a kiosk, and they're hoping to get some funding for that. And we've applied for a grant. We had, for those of you that were at our annual get together last May in Sebula, there was a lot of discussion about a county calendar. And so that when Bellevue Fire Department's having their pancake breakfast, they know when Maquoketa is having theirs, so they can kind of coordinate those types of things. We've applied for a grant that will allow us to implement that county calendar and make it available for everyone in the county to put all of their events on there. So you've got one place you can go to see all those. We're hoping any day now to hear that the positive on that. So cross your fingers. The real meat of what I'd like to talk to you about is the economic impact. We have for years have just gone steadily increased each year, and I have for the last at least 3 years have been hopefully anticipating that we get to a point to where we hit that $40 million mark. I remember coming into tourism back in 13, 14, somewhere in there. We were at 23 million, the economic impact that Jackson County has to tourism. Last year we were at 39.8 or 38.93. And this year, I'm happy to say we went to $41.13 million of economic impact that tourism brings to Jackson County. So exciting numbers. Actually better numbers than I anticipated. We'd heard that some things were down, but looking at the direct impact, the direct money that goes into the county, we're even one of the few counties in Iowa that we had over a 5% increase in direct dollars that come into the county. So real exciting there. Hopefully we'll just keep pushing that, and the next thing I'm looking for is the 50 million. So we're really excited.
Good.
We're just wrapping up. As you know, we're on a fiscal of July 1, and we're, like I say, we're going to be applying or going to be giving those grants out for the mini grants here shortly, and everything else is going very well.
Any other questions?
No, you have Wednesday meeting, correct? Is that what you said?
Thursday
at
11. Yes. Yeah.
No, I haven't heard any complaints or no.
Things
Keep
just
it
keep
up.
chugging along.
Well, I
Good deal.
appreciate your information. Thank you very much.
You bet. Good to see you. Merry Christmas.
You
Yeah,
bet.
too.
Enjoy the snow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's-
All right, next up, we have Andrew Long with the Jackson County Jail Administrator's Report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Good.
There, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so currently we're sitting at 41 inmates in our jail. 34 are males and 7 are females. Of that, 12 are our own inmates, 8 males and 4 females. So for us, it's actually quite a few females of our own. Scott County, we're holding 29 currently, 26 are males, 3 are females. November, we had a high count of 40, so we've already surpassed that now for December. November, our average daily population was 34.13 inmates per day. Revenue for November was $36,355 from Scott County. Takes our running total for this fiscal year to $212,995. Facility running total $373,705. We had nobody shipped out of our own county inmates for November, so no money spent that way. 45 people booked into jail, so kind of a little bit higher number than we had seen the last couple of months. A very high number of documented checks on prisoners over the last month. We had a couple of characters that were with us for a little while, so they required a little bit more intensive supervision. So that's kind of a big contributing factor to that higher number of 61,741 checks done on inmates. The observation logs or those unique inmate notes is also up 8,284. And again, that for the most part just amounts to the extended stays of a couple of characters. 2,351 meals served in November.
Quick question if I can. I see we went from total billed last month to 337, 350 to 373, 50, but amount deposited of 302, 260 stayed the same.
We have not gotten October's check yet. Yeah, so that's what that is.
Okay.
So as soon as we get that, we will get that deposited. Going back real quick on meals, talking about that. One thing kind of shout out for employees, Dan and Terry Selzer donated some turkey and dressing and stuff for the prisoners for Thanksgiving. So a very nice gesture from those guys. So
Nice.
yeah, so that was kind of a nice thing that they'd done for all of our inmates. That's quite a bit of turkey and dressing for 40 people. So that was very kind of them to do. Now that's out of the ordinary for them. They do stuff like that quite frequently. In terms of our full-time positions, those
Careful, you have more people wanna come.
right. Dan's a good cook too, and Terry is also. So our 4 full-time positions have been offered and accepted. Those went into effect on Sunday. And so that would be Brooklyn Massey, Gabriel Dotson, Brant Beeston, and Chris Atkinson. We had 6 of our employees that applied for it. 4 positions, we filled all 4 of them. The good thing is our problem was we had a bunch of good applicants. So it wasn't that it was an easy choice and it wasn't anyone we wouldn't have hired. So we're very happy and appreciative again with all the assistance the board's given with that. And I think we're definitely going to see much more stabilization here. So working on the schedule, I've noticed already December, it's starting to stabilize. And that's with 2 people out on medical leave, having had surgeries, and December is usually a hot time to take off. So seeing that stabilization is a good sign that I think we're hopefully going to have a lot more predictable budget with that. Our sergeant positions, we plan on filling by January 18th. So our process we right now have is those interested need to submit a letter of intent by the 19th of this month. We set a requirement of 2 years of experience in corrections or law enforcement, with at least 1 year full-time with us. So again, with the idea of each jail operates differently, we want to have the level of experience within our own facility, but also recognizing there could be very valuable experience elsewhere. So that's kind of the criteria we're looking at there. We're gonna do interviews and a written testing process on January 15th, and hopefully have that in place then right away and implemented the 18th, start of that pay period following that. One issue then I have to run by you guys is of our couple of characters we had. One of them decided that he had nothing better to do than throw his feces all over the padded cell. To which it smeared and all sorts of stuff to the point where they were trying to clean it off. He threw it up at the ceiling. The correctional officers cleaning it assumed that it was an outdoor rated camera in the padded cell, like there is in the shower. It is not. And that camera is now out of commission. So in talking with SGTS, the cost of a camera that would be an outdoor rated camera installation and programming would be $1,657.95.
$1,600.
$57.95. I don't know what the board would like to do with that, if that's something we should see capital improvement out of, or what your guys' recommendation would be. So
When an inmate creates damage like this, is there a way to come back and?
there is, you can criminally charge, and the thing is, this particular one, this is minor compared to what it could be.
Yeah.
Then we'll never see any money out of him. He used to, believe it or not, he's mellowed over the years. He used to kick the windows out of squad cars and eat the glass and swallow razor blades and all sorts of other stuff. We could criminally charge him, however, we might be in an endless.
When you guys have an issue like this with the, I'm gonna call it biohazard,
Mhm.
Do we call it cleaning? Or do you guys just try to clean it up, or?
The correctional officers just clean it up, yeah. So we have the like the biohazard type PPE suits, you know, those white suits that are disposable. And we have goggles and N95 masks, stuff to cover shoes.
Okay,
We recently got after this last ordeal of that, like a car wash type brush for that padded cell, so we're not scraping the coating off of the padding.
okay.
So, no, the correctional officers do that, so, it's not a fun task, but I think compared to a lot of facilities, we're probably lucky we don't do it more, you know, so that's one of those things, but, yeah, in terms of that camera that had it before, that, people got it up by the camera hadn't really gotten wet this time. When it was really globbed up there, it got, wet, and like I said, we have a waterproof camera in the special status shower. So that's the one that like a suicidal person would use. And it's, you know, meant to cover anything that could be potentially too much to view, but it's so that you can be observant that they're not attempting to hang themselves or kill themselves in the shower, bang their head. That is designed as an outdoor rated camera. I think they assumed that the padded cell would take abuse and we'd be equipped for that, but apparently not so much.
There's any kind of restraint system in that padded cell, just a padded cell?
There's just the padded cell. So we have an emergency restraint chair that can be used to hold a person down. There's also what's called a wrap, which is very similar concept. It's just a basically heavy nylon blanket type thing that can be used to secure somebody. Unfortunately, the code is somewhat restrictive on that in terms of property damage. The law allows us to use force to prevent damage to property. It does not allow us to use a restraint system to prevent damage to property. So I'm not quite sure where that disconnect comes in. But the ombudsman's office has been pretty clear here recently in their guidance on restraint that they don't want it for the purpose of
Well,
property
they can pay
damage.
for it then.
Oh, I agree. So the code kind of works against us in that aspect that, like I said, we're allowed by law to use force to prevent damage to property, but we're not allowed to use a restraint chair to prevent damage to property. So it's only harm to self, others, that kind of a thing. So unfortunately, it tells us, yeah, you can use force, but the option you need is not an option. So
I guess I'm disappointed in the fact that that wasn't installed, weatherproof or whatever it needed to be, and I'm sure we're not reinventing or inventing the wheel here. It's gotta happen somewhere else, and I would think that room should have had one of these cameras, and personally, I think it is a capital improvement, it's an improvement to it.
I would
It
be,
needs to be fixed.
I would go ahead and fix it, and we're gonna have to do a budget amendment anyway to cover some of the food costs, so if we have to include that in there, I mean, we can take care of it, it's just get it fixed right, because I doubt this, unfortunately, I doubt this will be the last time you guys have to spray it
Right.
off in there, so let's just make sure it gets sealed up correctly and all that stuff, so we don't have to continually incur this cost,
absolutely.
so.
And I'm assuming you are, I mean, I know you said that there's a chance you won't get anything back, but I'm assuming we're still charging.
We haven't as of yet, and like I said, the issue to this one is it's so mentally, mental illness is the cause of it. And the amount of damage that could be incurred by continually keeping the person in jail would probably far outweigh what we're actually going to get out of it. This is one that is true. I'm all for assessing the difference between behavioral and true mental illness, and this is true mental illness that is just gonna continue to spiral if we keep them in jail. So,
All right. Thank you very much.
absolutely.
Keep up the good work. Tell everybody we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate the new hires and give them our blessing, if you will, and
Absolutely. And we had a meeting here as we talked about the promotions to sergeant, that sort of thing too, and the entire jail staff very much appreciates everything you guys have done and expressed that in our meeting too, so.
So with 4 promoted to full-time, you had 6 applicants, that means there's 2.
Two PRN currently, plus one that did not apply that is currently deployed.
Okay,
So we have one vacancy then to fill, likely with a female, so.
thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
and
All right, Nathan Jones is next up on the list.
morning.
Morning, guys. Give you a quick update, since I'm gonna see you here a little later, but, for you guys, I haven't been in for a few months, but there's been a few things. Just so you're aware, we moved forward with getting the Bridgeport access ramp project going. Unfortunately, weather has stopped that one, but we have the ramp poured, it's in the water. It's all the way up, there's just grading and gravel work to do on top now, to get that done.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, I think it'll turn out nice. It turned into being quite a headache because we had plans from early on that we utilized that didn't really fit the project. They put the ramp within a foot of the property line and stuff didn't really fit. So we made some changes on the go on that one, to shift the ramp a little bit and width, and then also grade to get it down. So I think it looks nice, and I think it'll really be nice once we get that graded in and the lot changed. So that project's kind of in the stages of we're just waiting for weather to finish it. I'll probably have to do a project extension on that, because that was supposed to be done by the end of December for the grant that we have for that funding source. So we'll see where.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
We'll just see where that kind of comes. If it's probably gonna be a spring cleanup. I'm guessing that's not gonna take that crew a day and a half to finish that out once they actually get it back in there. To finish that. So for now, we're gonna pay, if we get bills, we'll pay them out of our budget. And then hopefully we'll have to do a budget amendment at the end, just so you know, and we'll cover it out of our reserve fund is what our board has committed to make up for that. So that's where we're at to get that project done.
With it kind of slowed or slanted or angled towards downstream and that pile of concrete and all that stuff. I know at the Fifth Street boat ramp, it hollows out underneath that slab
Yeah.
off of it. Will that kind of help prevent that a little bit?
Well,
do we
I'm
think?
hoping so, and also there is supposed to be armor that goes in along that yet, on that north or upstream side.
Okay,
So, we'll armor both sides a little bit just so, and I've done a bunch of ramps when I worked for the state, and that is always a issue in rivers. And in some of them, it's always figuring out, we think we have it right, and
and Mother Nature teaches different.
yeah, the current changes, and so that was our goal there, is we wanted that protection of the old bridge piling to
Mm,
kind of divert it past. And I think we'll get that on that site. So it'll probably cause some silt to set on it at times. We'll just have to scoop it off. But yeah, that project, I think it's gonna be really nice, and will just help us move to our next stage within that water trails grant process to try to move to one of the other sites. If we can get funding for something else. So that's kind of in that stage.
I still get a lot of people asking, are we gonna put a dock back in Joinerville so
Well,
they can?
I think that's one of our next ones. We'll write a grant. That ramp's broke at Joinerville, so we need to redo the ramp. And what we'd like to do is hold a bank and step it in levels. So at different river levels, they can pull a boat up to it. Instead of us putting a dock where stuff flushes it out every time we get a heavy rain. We just have different levels. They can get their boat, pull up to a rock and tie off and get out at them. That is our goal, but we'll see if we can get the funding for that. So Joinerville would be probably one of our next funding sources if we can get the funds. Other big project, Freight Creek, kind of in the wrap up stage, getting all things paid out. The biggest headache right now is for us, we're supposed to be doing the shelter as we speak, and I don't think that's happening because our concrete's not totally cured that we poured for the pad, so we'll figure out where we go from there. But there were some issues and things and on that project that secondary roads really helped us through, was shifting the bridge and location. There's just some minor change orders and stuff within that, but overall for a project that size, I think it went pretty smooth. Just going forward for you guys' knowledge, we do have one driveway that will probably, I'll work through getting permitting to change, but we're gonna try to, and Jaden called it grind and sand seal. We're gonna try to change the grade the opposite direction. The landowner's not happy that with the snow and stuff, it comes up really steep right off the state highway, flattens, and then goes back. If we can change that grade a little bit, it'll help them plowing, getting in and out of their own property. So we'll find out. That'll be a spring project probably if we can get the DOT to approve it. So that was probably and I think that fell through from the original engineering plans. It met what the DOT specs were. We saw it as they were doing it and we're like, well, that looks like it's gonna be a problem, but we were in the middle too far into it to change with what they had already shot grade and everything, so.
Always something.
Yep, so other than that, we don't have too much else going on. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit probably.
Sounds good.
I got a question on Prairie Creek there. Now, we had our District 6 meeting last week and our presentation was from, Ben Bonner from, is it Buchanan? Yeah, Buchanan. Fontaine, is it Fontaine Park?
He might be their new director.
Oh, it sounds like he's been there a while.
Oh.
It sounds like the plans have been drawn up by the previous director, isn't it Delaware County?
But, no, it's Buchanan, right?
But
Presentation was from-
Fontana Park is
but-
Buchanan.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, anyway, he was talking what I was, they got this park up course with the trails and all this
Yeah.
stuff. Do we have water fill, like water bottle fill stations?
No, we don't. We've talked about putting grants in for the center for.
So he said that Delta Dental paid for all these.
Yeah, they do. And we tried, we went for grants for Delta for the center. We didn't get them.
Yeah.
There's some weird specs on how they allow, and then they changed them right after.
Yeah, and I think he was.
Several of
talking
these
to-
counties got in right before and then they changed the rules.
Oh, too easy?
Yeah,
No, but I think they have 2 or 3 of them the way it sounded and
yeah.
if I remember right, that was like the tune of $60,000 for put these water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
Yeah, no, but he said Delta
it'd be,
Dental.
it'd be
paid.
nice though with that trail and
Yeah.
where they can walk all the way out to the,
Yeah, yeah.
To
We've
have
talked about it
one
at
or
a
two
few parts.
somewhere along there anyhow.
I thought it was interesting. I wrote it down. I forgot to ask him about it afterwards. And it was 3.5 hour meeting, so.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
We'll see you.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
All right, next up, we have Becky Chapin, Human Resources. Good morning.
Good
Morning.
How was everybody?
Not bad.
Good.
I don't know.
Okay, so the board recently took action to appoint Jennifer Jones to fill the vacancy, to fill the remainder of the term of the recorder's vacancy after her retirement in January, which will create a vacancy to a support staff position in that office. I visited with Jennifer about that and she would like to proceed with filling the vacancy accordingly. So I would ask for a motion to approve posting for a recorder full-time clerk at a pay range of $27 to $29 per hour.
So did we change like the job description or something of that, or?
It's outdated, so it will be updated, yeah. She is, so there's 2 support staff in there right now who are both deputy recorders. This position will eventually transition into that, but it will be hired in as a clerk until the knowledge base is there and they can be certified to do the passport acceptance and all that stuff.
I'll make a motion to approve passing posting for the vacant deputy recorder's position as presented.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve posting of a vacant deputy recorder position as presented. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. All good.
So will that be on the county website
All the things.
today?
Yep,
Yeah.
we're ready to roll with it.
I've actually had some calls,
Oh, perfect,
so we got some interest already.
perfect.
Sounds good.
Good deal. We're gonna accept applications through the 2nd of January. Will be the deadline, so that information will all be out there.
Plenty of time.
Yep.
Yep, thank
Alright.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you much. All right. Becky. Becca, Flu Hop from zoning, you're up.
Good morning.
How we doing?
Good.
Not bad.
At this time, I'm here to request that the board set a public hearing for consideration of ordinance 320, which would amend the official zoning map accordingly. The request proposes to reclassify the parcel from A1 agricultural to C1 highway commercial in order to align the zoning map with the property's long-standing commercial use and assessment. Some background on the parcel: it contains a long-standing commercial buildings historically used as Gibb Marcusi Stables, a public equestrian business that operated for over 50 years. The assessor's records show the buildings have been assessed as commercial since before 1976, and the use functioned as commercial for decades. Despite the longstanding status, the zoning map still classifies the parcel as A1 agriculture. The new owner intends to open a retail shop inside the existing barns featuring Iowa artists and makers. And retail sales are not permitted in A1, but the use is consistent with C1 highway commercial, which aligns with the historic use of the property. To allow flexibility based on whether the board holds a meeting on December 30th, I'm requesting that the board choose one of 2 possible hearing dates: Tuesday, December 30th, 2025, or Friday, January 2nd, 2026, if the board does not meet on December 30th. Per Iowa Code Chapter 335.6 and the county's 10 and 20 day publication requirement, the legal notice will be published in the county's official newspapers on December 17th and December 18th, 2025, which satisfies notice requirements for either hearing date. Today, I respectfully request that the board set the public hearing for ordinance number 320 for the parcel located at 858 Highway. What was that?
60.
Thank you. 864. For either December 30th or January 2nd, and authorize publication of the required legal notice.
30 works for me.
30, I'd make a motion to set the public hearing for December 30th
9,
No,
at
yeah.
9.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to set the public hearing for ordinance 320
Yes.
for December 30th at 9 a.m. to discuss the what street address was it? On
858 Highway 64.
858 on Highway 64. Any other discussion?
So if I'm hearing this correctly, there was a lot of stuff you said there.
Yes.
It
There's a lot
always has
background on
been
it.
basically commercial business there, but that's been zoned A1 the whole time.
Yeah.
So
The whole time.
we're catching up.
Kind of got missed, yeah.
It did,
Well-
yes. Yeah,
Okay,
which
just so I understand.
there have been a few properties around the county that have been missed, and when they are found, when permits are
Sure.
applied for, and.
Sure, we're
and
not
we
perfect.
Yeah,
We try to be.
Well,
We
he
say
did
we
own-
are.
He did own quite a bit of agricultural ground too, so.
Yes.
yeah,
The ground around
Right.
Yeah.
so-
is all that way, but.
Well, I know you
This
said that
property is just-
the incoming is having a commercial type business there of some sort.
and we're only rezoning the,
Building.
Building area.
Yeah.
not the house. So there's two parcels there.
So any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Tom Hughes from the County Engineer's Office, you have the floor, sir, welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Be pretty simple. We just, engineer's office has a bridge that's gonna be replaced next year on 458th Avenue. And we require temporary construction easement. We previously gotten some on the east side, this will be on the west side. Two separate properties, and we just need board approval and chair signature.
I'll make that motion.
I would second that.
We got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the temporary construction easement on 458th Avenue Bridge for the James Karstensen Trust and the Engler and Dorothy Karstensen Trust. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Any other updates for the board? This is where you can say you don't have any supervisors.
Yeah.
That's fine. Actually, Schrader's construction has started on the Moorhead Bridge repairs. Won't be there, just.
I saw they had a backhoe over there on the east
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
bridge. They were working on it, but
I'm not sure if they're gonna have to move it to the west side or if they can complete everything from.
I wouldn't take it across the bridge.
No, no.
Well, they can take it back and lift it over top of the bed.
Oh, yeah.
No, we don't have a definite completion date yet, and we'll have to have Terracon do an inspection on the completion together.
So that repair was all engineered by
Origin.
Origin.
Yeah.
So, and then if I remember correctly, what he said was that it's gonna be back to the original 15 ton.
Correct. It's not.
It's not missing any by no means.
So just be aware.
Are we gonna increase signage there? I know there's the typical.
You go, this, it could be closed again.
I think the signage that is there will cover. It's the same weight.
I almost have to agree with Don a little bit that appears to be, it could be a little more than 15 ton, but people need to be aware before we
It
keep
is,
fixing things here.
Yeah.
It had been moved once, I think that was.
And as one farmer talked to me about it, and that goes for county trucks too, right? You know, the 15-ton.
Correct.
Yeah, that's very true.
All right, any,
24th Street Bridge that got opened up, what, a week, 2 weeks ago?
Yes,
nice.
was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah. It came out.
363, 216.
That's
Avenue?
open.
Yeah, that's open.
Yeah.
Nice, looks good.
Then, yes, they did a great job.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
All right, Tom.
You have a good
You
day.
guys did great on the snow removal. They've had quite
Yeah,
they've been knocking the rust off their skills. They're doing a great job.
I honestly had quite a few compliments on the work that was being done, the time fashion of it was there in a quality time and looks good.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's gonna get any easier for them this
Well,
week or weekend.
With the rain coming tonight, you know, or this afternoon, they're talking about.
Sounds like the temps are gonna stay up in the.
Yeah, a little north.
Hopefully it won't freeze.
Right.
It seems like it always comes on Saturday or Sunday when it comes, but you know, I appreciate them guys getting out there and getting it done. You know, I had a couple comments that one night, you know, it was snowing pretty hard early. Are they going out tonight? And I said, no.
Again.
They'll be out 5:30 tomorrow morning.
5:55.
Correct, they're on it right then.
So-
Yeah.
But thank you very much. Pass on our appreciation for everything they do, so.
Okay.
Thank
pass
you.
on.
Tom.
You betcha. Miss Lisa, you have the floor.
Good morning. This morning, I need a motion to approve the December 2nd, 2025 board proceedings and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike, to approve the December 2nd, 2025 board proceedings and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspaper. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I need a motion to approve resolution 1155-12-09-2025, certifying delinquent Leisure Lake sewer assessments to the county treasurer for property tax collection effective December 9th, 2025.
I would move to approve the appropriate resolution that I'm sure Donna's gonna read off.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan, to approve resolution number 1155-12-09-2025, certifying delinquent Leisure Lake sewer assessments to the county treasurer for property tax collection effective December 9th, 2025. Any other discussion?
Is this down a little bit? I don't.
Could be,
In comparison, it almost appears like it might be down a little
It
bit.
could, yeah, it could be. I didn't look at I didn't go back to go forward. I don't know.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all that I have to the board today.
Thank you.
Moving right along. Ms. Luann, you have the floor.
Lauren?
Good morning. All right. Calendar for this week. Starting at 10 o'clock this morning, we have a work session on the RTA's funding request. And then we have a 10:30 work session on the joint secondary roads and Jackson County Conservation Shop for our location for that. At 3:30, the Mahoka River Watershed Management Authority has been moved to the 16th.
Possibly canceled for the month.
Possibly canceled. And more up-to-date information than I do. Wednesday, December 10th at 9 a.m. is NIN's turn on Just Talk. At 1 p.m. is a 0 to 5 and 60 minutes. And Family Support Community Advisory Board meeting by Zoom for NIN. At 4 p.m. is the Veterans Affairs Commission meeting in the community room for any of you. At 4 p.m. also, I tentatively have a Ports of Eastern Iowa meeting by Zoom for NIN. At 6:30 is Jackson County's Municipal League of Mayors. No, they're moving it till January,
It's
right?
January 15th. I questioned it last night. I texted Holly and she said she sent you an email a week or so ago about. I
Yeah,
think it's to the 15th of January.
okay, so never mind that one. Thursday, December 11th at 10 a.m. is Mississippi Valley Workforce Business Committee meeting by Zoom for Don. And at 11 o'clock is the Jackson County Area Tourism Association meeting by Zoom for any of you. Friday, December 12th at 11:30 is Senior Center's Christmas party that any of you were invited to their luncheon for that. On Monday, December 15th at 3 p.m. is the final regional governing board meeting in Davenport by Zoom for Jack and for NIN. Why is that NIN's name on there? Also at 6 o'clock on Monday is zoning commission meeting in the community room or by Zoom for any of you. And at 7 o'clock on Monday is Together We Build board committee meeting at Together We Build for Don and NIN. Our next regular meeting will be on Tuesday, December 16th. At this point at 9 a.m., although one of my business items is to see if we want to change that because RPA did schedule their regular meeting for 10 o'clock that morning by Zoom for Don and NIN. At 4 p.m. is a virtual aging and disability town hall meeting by Zoom for any of you. And at 5 o'clock that night is a conservation board meeting in Hurstville for any of you.
RPA, did they give you an idea why they're just randomly changing the last several months? Because we're not the only people that meet on Thursday or Tuesdays at 9.
Right.
You know, I just don't like this to accommodate, okay, it was a conference. I don't want to accommodate a Christmas party. I know Chandler's going to be here in a little bit, but that's something I'm going to talk about because there are other schedules to be concerned about besides whatever they got going on.
Well, and it creates a little bit of chaos for us because
Right.
we don't get enough advance notice to really adapt very well to it. So
Did they give a reason other than we're moving it? We just haven't.
I don't usually get a reason from her. She just decides.
Well,
So. I don't know if we want to change something about the time. That's my next business point is, do we want to change the time? Do you want to start earlier next
what's
week?
the
Do you wanna
schedule
do
look
that?
like next week?
Oh, that's,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because that's next week.
next week. Yep.
okay, so again, do you normally zoom in on the?
Well, I know NIN goes up quite a bit, but even if we did an 8:30 meeting, it's almost impossible to get up there, so.
Oh, yeah, you won't.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
we don't have enough time to drive.
So if our workload to next week is like it is this week, we would be done in plenty of time. So,
Right, and it's a Zoom meeting, so
right,
it might be Zoom only. She might not be even offering another in-person
so
option.
back to what does our agenda look like next week?
Next week, we have a work session with NEA 3A. And we also have an update from Jack and Lene on the Eastern Iowa Mental Health and Disability Services.
Almost wonder if we can do the work session at 8:30. I know they're coming from wherever, or they,
Well, NEA 3A requested to be after 9:30 because they have to drive from Waterloo.
well, then they can be after 10 o'clock.
We
I mean,
will be back until after the Zoom meeting, but
Yeah.
then we would start till 11, so that was.
we don't need to move the whole meeting. It's a work session. So if they want to talk, we can do the meeting at 9 and just after the RPA meeting, do the work session.
sessions.
It's somewhere between 10 and 10:30. Usually the RPA meetings get canceled for this time
Yeah,
of year for lack of
Why they moved the last
a light
two.
schedule, you know? I know last month it seemed like they moved because they were going to a conference, but this month, I mean,
So what time does the meeting start?
10.
RPA is at 10.
So
So,
why don't you, why?
Jack and Lene, you think is 10 minutes? 5, 10
And
minutes?
if you have Ruth come in, then I would cut your meeting down. I would not, Ruth could wait it. I would push her.
Yeah.
yeah, Ruth is 5 minutes max.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're, I mean,
Well, I can see what I can cut out of it, but we could start at a regular time, recess and do RPA at 10. And
you
then
should be done.
reconvene, so
Or
we
should be
wouldn't
done.
have to, that would be the least disruption to whatever
So
is going on.
NEI 3, is that a work session or do they want to actually talk to us and maybe make a motion or something? Because if it's a work session, we can just end the meeting, talk to them.
I think it's a work session,
Then,
it's a discussion about their allocation,
okay,
so.
so we'll just have them as a work session. And we can do that after the RPA and we'll just have our normal meeting at 9 o'clock and then we'll zoom in at the
Or
RPA,
if they're here at 9:30, we could still get them in maybe.
right?
I think we can flex around it, maybe if that's what you,
Yeah.
or we can try to flex around it anyway.
And if we need to zoom in and not listen, I mean, I'm just kidding.
So we're still starting at 9 or 8:30? What
9.
we decide 9?
Okay,
And if you can push a couple of, like I say, Ruth usually doesn't take too long with VA affairs. Yeah, there doesn't look to be a whole lot on there, so we should be all right with just that, you know, just make sure. Maybe Jack and Lene
gonna say,
have
move
them
them
towards,
first.
yeah, have them at 9 o'clock,
Then we're not waiting on Jack to,
you know.
you want that work session at 9 o'clock?
No.
Jack and Renee,
Jack and Lene.
it's not a work session. They're
Oh,
gonna give an
okay,
update.
Okay,
So have them right away at 9 o'clock
Yeah,
okay,
and then we can do Ruth and
And Jaden, should I be
And
around
then
too?
Jaden.
right, Jaden.
heck, it shouldn't take too long, I wouldn't think,
no,
so, okay.
anything else?
I think that was the
You have some annual meeting date for the
Green
Green Island Drainage.
Green Island Drainage District. Roger will be in here soon, ask me what date that's going to be. I have 2 dates that conflict with the DNR guys and federal wildlife. But I could suggest we do it on January 27th. We should have some of our budget sessions done by then. So we usually do it January or February, so I'm thinking about January 27th for Green Island.
That doesn't conflict with the DNR guys?
Does not.
Okay, sure.
I didn't see anything that would
Sure.
conflict with that, so that's
What's
my
that?
suggestion.
What time? Because of our meetings, do you still want to do it at 11? Do you want to do it at? What's your time preference?
Yeah, 10:30 or 11, whichever.
Okay, And we usually do it at 11, so,
Okay.
I'm thinking. I think there's something else that day, maybe a safety committee meeting that day, but that won't be
Who?
till 12:30, so,
Who does?
Me.
the safety committee.
Oh, I didn't hear what you were saying, so I didn't.
That's normally at one anyway, isn't it?
12:30.
Yeah, plenty of time.
I think it'll fit in there, just a
Okay.
bit, so,
Sounds good.
okay. That's all I had.
All right, thank you very much. Anything for the board? Board of Commission reports.
We had our District 6 meeting, we had a,
Who's the new president?
that was, Don Vogel is our new, District 6 president
From Buchanan.
from Buchanan. Showed some interest and it didn't take long and you got motion to nominate him real quick. And no, we had some, really lively discussion, I should say.
Oh, did she really step forward to you and say she'd be interested, or were you just throwing her name up there?
No, it was before that, before the meeting, actually, Rachel and Don both come up.
I have to throw my appreciation out. We always do a legislative forum where we invite state legislators to show up. And we had like 15
Yeah.
show up, like 10 or 12 showed up in person. And there was like 3 or 4 online. So that was the most attended legislative
Pretty good.
forum I've ever been to. And it wasn't easy questions, but it was,
And the state directors, I mean, Andrea and Rachel both give us, our district a lot of credit for, being there. And we had some lively discussion, I wanna say.
I was-
So it went well. We had a
Lot
good
of
turnout for
discussion.
supervisors. We had a good turnout for legislators. It run into my 4:30 meeting with the council and it run into.
So do they understand the impact of what they're doing in Des Moines on county budgets? Was that?
Well, I think.
Yes, between that topic and funding like the medications of the jails was.
Oh, well, 911 and PSAPs, the
Yeah.
whole deal.
That was-
Yeah. We
I
talked
know,
about that all, yeah.
Yeah.
Things all got,
Unfunded mandates, the whole smear. Yeah.
or like get rid of that mailing that you have to send out.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Costing us 20,000. Yeah, no, we had some good
Which
discussion.
county said it
And there was
cost?
a lot of notes taken by legislators. They were taking notes.
Was it Lynn County said it cost them over 40,000 for that little?
Yeah, I don't remember who said that.
One of them, there's one county there said it cost them well over $40,000 to send that out.
Yeah, I would.
And nobody understands it.
Support that.
To include the legislators that were there, nobody understands that little mailing, so,
Would make a lot of county auditors happy.
yeah.
No, it was a really good
It's
meeting.
just a
It was
waste
a little lengthy, but I appreciated everybody being there and I appreciate, you guys being there, also supporting Jackson County, of course, and my term limit's expired, so I get off the hook.
Dawn will do good, I think.
She will be good, yeah.
All right, anything else?
We had ECI council meeting, an executive board meeting that same day, so I was at ECIA for 10 hours, but it was all good. Things are running pretty smoothly, approved some contracts, local stuff. We did table till we get a little more information from council as far as setting a limit for me to executive director to approve some of these contracts without running it past council and board and stuff. So I think it's good overall, coverage that we know what's going on with ECIA. That did sound a little broke to you guys I know nothing about. I don't know what that was from the TH, but
Yeah,
the Grand Harbor and
I mentioned it to my son who works at American Marine. He goes, oh, they find somebody to buy it. So that's like a known thing around there, so,
yeah, no, it's been in the papers for a while, but
yeah.
they do have some interested parties here.
It would be hard to think that place wasn't turning a profit. It seems rather busy all the time,
Yeah.
so.
Anyway, I think that's all I have.
Good.
I don't really have a whole lot. We had our executive early childhood, and again, they're trying to move forward with the whole regional thing like mental health did and 7th Judicial did, and like I said in the meeting, we're kind of hoping that everybody just don't roll over and let it go, because there is some stuff out there in the state laws that maybe things will change a little bit after the next election and we get different people in there. So
You know, and again, that got brought up too at our meeting, so I think there's going to be some lively discussion at the legislative session this year, regarding all of our concerns. They really didn't, you know, we pounded and pounded that, you know, every county's not the same here, you know, we're just all a little different and we're not abusing
And-
here.
and
you
that's-
know. We weren't part of the dirty 30 like Don told them, but we got taken on it, you know.
I just wish, I hope that going forward that we can recoup that 350 levy rate before they just limit. If they go to this no rollbacks.
Yeah.
And divide that by how much you got last time, that's your tax rate kind of thing. You know, we shouldn't be penalized for their oops, and they all admit it. And that's the one thing they're like, yeah, that last tax thing, a couple of years, that didn't work out the way we thought. Everybody pretty much seemed like, yeah, we were learning. And I said, scares the hell out of us because it hurts every time you guys learn.
That's really great to admit that, you know, that didn't pan out the way that it was. But you hurt counties, and what have you done to help us recoup?
Well, and we
You know, catch our breath and run again.
we tried to stress to them also that, you know, yeah, everybody wants a tax break, but do they know the realm of how it affects down at the county level, you know? Well, are you willing to give up services within your county to get that tax break, you know? Because it may be a service that you're truly needing that we end up having to cut funding for or cut back on funding for, or
Believe it or not, when we have the snows on Saturday, people expect us to run the plows.
yeah,
Oh, it's a pricey deal.
Yeah, it is.
you know.
And I think we got our point strongly across about the PSAPs and the surcharge for the cell phones, and they're gonna take a real hard look at
But
that.
then they were quick to add that money, there is already a surcharge on your cell bill. And they can increase it, but that can't be used for personnel or salaries.
Right.
Salaries.
So they were quick to, did you wanna? No, you
Thank
just-
you.
Or you're
Okay.
for the conservation, yeah.
No, it was interesting. We even talked about windmills and solar
So
and,
why don't they just change the law so you can use it for salaries?
well,
Well, I'm sure it's all gonna come up, so
Yeah.
I guess it's gonna be lively
I mean, it's
discussion.
almost like there's a light bulb moment there.
We talked medical bills for prisoners and all that, good Medicaid care, yeah. so.
Yeah.
It was good.
yeah, it was a good discussion, whether it's sank in or not, yet to be determined, so.
Yep.
Anything else for the good of the meeting?
No further business, I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Those, be careful with the rain in case it starts freezing tonight. Be safe. And if it does freeze and rain, we will have our people out bright and early 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Be safe.